Welcome back to our Canva for Beginners mini course. This is the free series for you if you are a business owner who is wanting to learn how to use Canva so that you can create incredible designs for your business yourself, whether that is a brand or a social media post or a flyer or a presentation. Canva is a great place to do that, and I'm here to show you exactly how. In today's video, we're going to be looking at color and all things changing colors, choosing colors, gradients, and at the end, I'm even going to share with you a few different hacks to change colors of a graphic if you can't see an easy way to do it in the normal methods that I will show you. Now, this video is lesson 5. We are nearly halfway through our series. If you have not caught the previous videos, I highly recommend going back and watching those, and make sure you're subscribed to catch the other few videos, or if you're watching in the future, you can go check out the whole playlist to watch through this whole free 12-part Canva course. So let's dive on in. So welcome if we haven't met yet. My name is Jackie. I'm a graphic designer. I love teaching business owners how they can strategically use programs just like Canva to make sales in their business, because that is the power that good design has. If that sounds interesting, make sure you hang around, watch this video and hang around for more videos, because I'm always producing content just like this for your business. So in the last video, I covered all things elements, using Canva's illustrations, videos, photos, and all sorts of things. And so today we're going to talk about color, which is quite a different feature. So firstly, let's just create a brand new page, because I want to show you exactly how to use color. So if you click on a background of a brand new design, you'll see that this little color wheel pops up here. This controls your background color, so the flat color at the back of your graphic. If I click on this color, it's going to bring up the color options over on the left-hand panel. Now, what appears in this panel will look a little bit different depending on if your design has got nothing in it, or depending on if you've loaded in a brand kit. And so you can see here that mine has a section here called document colors. This shows me any colors that have already been used in my document. And because on my page 1, I've inserted these little elements of flowers, you can see that this flower has those 4 different tones of purple. And so I've got those displayed here. I've also got some graphics I'm going to show you soon on the last page that is picking up different photo colors from this graphic. So that's why you can see a few colors listed here already. Now, if you have a fully blank design, you won't see these document colors or these photo colors, and that's totally okay. So to add a color, what you want to do is click on that color wheel and then choose this add new color option. When you go into Canva, you will see these default solid colors or these default gradient colors, and you can even search things like green in this color palette area, and it will come up with a ton of different sorts of greens. But I do want you to know that you can just choose any color very easily by just pressing this plus button, and up will pop the color spectrum. And so you can see here I have some options. Right now on this bottom slider, my color is on red, and so now I get all of these options of red. I can go down to reach into a black or a gray. I can go right up to the top right hand corner to get the most vibrant of reds, and anywhere in between will give me a lighter red or a medium red or a darker brown. Now, just a little tip for you, this is something I teach my students when I'm teaching them how to choose their colors for their business and their brand, is that if you say you really like this red color, it's good to have different variations of your colors. And so you might choose to have this red color in your brand, then you might choose to bring it down diagonally. So you can see when I go down diagonally, it kind of just softens the color and makes like a darker version of that same soft red. Or I can go down diagonally again to have another kind of more muted version of that red. So that's just a great way to pair colors. That is such a tangent, and I won't go into it now because that will overwhelm you for now. But I just wanted to let you know that that's how you can choose all the different spectrums of one color. Now, if I wanted to have a more orange version of my red, all I need to do is drag my slider in this second section along to the right, and it will make it more of an orange color. And you can see now I have all of these color options, but for orange. I could go across more and get a more of a yellow, green, blue, all sorts of things across this whole spectrum. And so within all of these is any color you could ever wish for. And so you're welcome to ever find any colors that you need just by moving your sliders around and moving your circle around to find the colors that you need. For example, this one here is very close to my own brand color. Now, what you'll also see here is a few other options. Firstly, there is this 6-digit combo with the hashtag at the start. This is called a hex code, and this is a universal language for colors, particularly on a screen. And so if you are ever creating a brand and a designer asks you, or a sign writer asks you, what's your hex code? This is the answer you want to give them. So if your purple was this purple, you would give them this hex code, and whenever they enter this in, they'll be able to produce the exact same color. This works mostly for on screens rather than on print, but it can still be referenced there if you need to. And for example, if you are adding colors into Canva's brand kit, or you're just making your own style guide, you can click to select this hex code, right click and press copy, and use that in your brand kit or copy it into your style guide to have a reference number for that color. Now, something else you also see here is the gradient panel. This is where you can create gradients in Canva. This feature has only been added in the last year or so, and it's such a great feature. It's well overdue, but I'm glad Canva brought it in. So pretty much in here, you can control and create a color gradient. So one color moving to another color. Now you don't have to do just 2 colors. You can keep on adding colors here and have as many colors as you would like. So say, for example, I wanted to make this into a rainbow, I could kind of bring it over here to a purple, and I could bring it over here to a green, and I could move my slider around as needed. Now there are a few little options and tweaks I want to share with you in here. You control the color the exact same way that I shared with you earlier. You can also control the opacity, so how see-through that color is. So I could bring this color down and make it see-through. Now it's not only making this color lighter. If I wanted to make the color lighter, I would actually use this and bring it across over to here. But what it's doing is it's making it see-through, which means that if I had anything underneath this as a color, maybe this was a square I added on top of my design, if I had anything underneath that, it would show it through. So only use this transparency option if you want to have your color be see-through and see something behind it. Otherwise, keep that full. You can also choose to delete the color if you've added in too many colors or you don't want that color. You can add your hex codes in here, and I'll explain this pick a color option later. I'm going to delete this blue for now, and you can see that I've now got these 3 colors. I can then choose to reorder them, or I can click on a color to change it to anything I might want to change it to once it's been added in there. You can also see that we've got some different ways of laying out our colors. So I've got the left to right, I've got top to bottom, I've got diagonal, radial, so in a circle, and we've also got kind of like a semi-radial diagonal where it kind of looks like sunlight coming from the corner of the screen, which is really, really beautiful. Just as a practical hack for you, my favorite way of doing a gradient is having just something really subtle. So I actually just like to have a darker version of the color I already have. So I can use my eyedropper tool here, which is a way of picking any color that I see on the screen. So I might choose to press this eyedropper, and you can see that my little mouse has now become a circle, and it is making a large version of a color that I'm hovering my mouse over. I'm not clicking right now, I'm just moving my mouse around. So I can actually go and click on the color I already have selected here. And then I can use my little circle here to drag it down, and I can create just a nice darker version of the color I already had. And it's just a really beautiful, subtle way to make a really interesting background or color shape. And so just then I was applying color to a background, but you can use this same technique to apply colors to a shape. In the elements lesson, we learned how to import shapes. I'm just going to click on my shapes here. I can insert my shape again, and I can change the color of that box by clicking on this little circle up the top, and I can change that color to being anything I want, and I can also change that to being a gradient. If you want to access the gradient, all you need to do is click on any kind of color, and then once you've clicked on it, you can see it's got this little kind of filter settings option. If I click on that, it'll let me either change that color or toggle across to gradient. So I just need to either be on solid color or toggle across to gradient, and I can then control the gradient and make myself a new one from there. But you can see as I'm doing this, any color that's currently existent in my design will appear here in these little circles. I can see the blue that I used once. I can see that purple gradient I have here, which is really helpful for if you want to reuse a color on a different page or again on the same page. You can just go up here and select that color again. Now this is only relevant for the one design you are in, so it's just relevant for the pages you have in this one design. If you make a fresh design, these colors will be totally reset. So in the same way, I can also add color to a text box. So if I was to grab this text here, I can click on the text color option, and that will again bring up the color palette for me to select a color. So I could select my light purple, I could select my white, and I can also select a gradient. Just make sure you're not going too wild with the gradients because it can look a bit amateur when you overdo it. Now I can also select to have one particular part of a word or a sentence in a different color. So if I just was to make this white again, and I might choose to have the word heading in black, I can actually just click on my text box and then grab my cursor and click and drag to select that word, and then click on my color again, and I can select black, and that will change just that one word to that color. I can do that with one letter or anything that I like, and you can create a whole little rainbow effect if you wanted to. Again, don't go overboard, but it is great to know that that feature does exist. So that's how you can apply colors to backgrounds, text, and shapes. But how do we apply colors to elements? So you'll see here, if you go over to your elements section and click on graphics, maybe I search flower again, or I grab one of these flowers I already searched for in the previous lesson. If I click to insert this, you'll see some different colors pop up at the top here. Now, if I was to change this orange to, say, a bright pink, it does quite a good job of changing that. But you'll see here that I don't have the ability to edit all of the colors individually. Some elements will let you change colors perfectly. Some will just let you give you a rough guide, and it might change it properly and it might not. I don't know what to tell you. Some designs, it just depends on how the original creator of this element created it. And so you can see here, if I was to click on another flower, this purple one, for example, it has 4 different color options. So I have control now to change each color in this. So you'll see that when you see the 4 different colors pop up the top here. So if I was to click on this flower, select one of these colors, I can then change that. So right now you can see it's selected on this lighter purple. If I want to update that light purple, I can either click on the color filter option here, or I can click on the plus button. Because that color is already selected, it will appear there as the default. And I might say I want this to be maybe a light blue instead. So I might bring it over to the blue, drag it up to be a bit lighter, and you can see that it's changed that specific color in the design. I would then go through and click on my other purple option, maybe change it to being a bit of a darker blue, and I can go through the different color settings and do that accordingly. Click on my last purple, drag it across to blue again, and I could make this yellow. I can make this any color I wanted to. I'm just going to keep it that one color just because I can. Actually, no, let's go for an orange. We'll make it an orange bud of a flower. I'm going to click this dark blue again. And I could even click on this same orange, and now it looks like it's one color, but I can then click on that orange to make it a little bit darker by dragging it down, like I taught you earlier. So that's allowed me to change every aspect of that element and its colors. And so as I mentioned, some elements won't let you do it. For example, this one here is quite complex and it gives me no option to change the color. And so at the end of the video, I'm going to show you different ways that you can use, little hacks that you can use to change the colors of a graphic like this. But before I get to that, I want to address one other issue, and that is, what if I don't know what colors to use for my business? I have whole lessons on this. I have a whole module dedicated to this inside my DIY Design My Biz course. But as a brief summary for you, I'm going to add a new page in here. You might head to pinterest.com and you can even just search color palette. I spell color differently because I'm an Australian. And then you can see here a ton of color palettes pop up. And so for example, if you really liked this color palette, what you could do is click on this image, right click on it and press copy. And then you can head to your Canva page and you can press paste. And that's going to upload, so you can see it's loading into my uploads now. It's going to upload that into your uploads and allow me to have this image inside my design. Now I can actually steal these colors using the eyedropper tool, or if I wanted to, you can see that hex code that's been written out for me, so I could also manually type that out. So say for example, I wanted to make a design with these colors. I might just bring this over to the side for a moment. I might click on the background, click on my color for the background. I might press add new color. Choose my eyedropper tool, so where I can pick any color on the screen and then hover it over one of the colors. So say I like this one here, I can click and it's going to select that exact color and insert it into my design. And now I have use of that color. Say I wanted to add in some text, make this a little bit larger so you can see it. And again, I can click on this text color, click on plus, grab my eyedropper, and drag that over one of my other colors in this design, like that beautiful light green. And then say, for example, I also inserted a square and I wanted to make that one of this dark color here. I could again have my square selected, choose the color, press plus, choose the eyedropper and click to select this color here. And I'm going to click to delete this image now. Selected it and now I'm pressing delete on my keyboard, or I could press the trash can. And now I have this really beautiful color palette that I was able to use right from Pinterest. And so if you're unsure about how to find some good color palettes, I always recommend doing your research first and really creating out and working out what you want your brand to represent. I teach that whole process inside my course. And then I teach you how to find the right kind of color palette that's going to speak to your audience, speak to your expertise, speak to your niche, and really connect with you as well. But you can see how you can choose and find colors relatively easily. If you are also unsure, Canva also has those options I mentioned down the bottom here of our default colors, or you can type in here anything that you need. So I could have typed in purple and it will bring up some different color palettes. And you can see there's different options of purple, or there's suggested palettes here, which bring up a few different options of full color palettes for you if you'd just like someone to do it for you. There's so much you can do with color, but before I finish and show you exactly how to change the colors of elements or photos you're finding really tricky, make sure you hang around and catch the next video, because I'm going to share with you all about photos, how to upload your own photos, how to edit your own photos, and how to add your photos into frames and move them around and do all sorts of things there. All right, now let's look how to change the color of something that you can't just easily tweak the color of. There are a couple options for you. This is definitely a slightly more advanced feature. So if you're like, Jackie, that's good, that's enough, feel free to jump to the next video now. But if you're looking for a few hacks for when you get stuck of wanting to change the color of something, this will be really helpful for you. So if you click on your element, then hit edit, there are a few different things you can do. Firstly, you can press this adjust feature. We're going to look at this a lot more in the next video. But in essence, if I click on this and scroll down to the bottom, you can see it's got a color edit inside here, and it's picking up the main colors that are visible inside an element or inside a photo. And if I click on this, I can change what's called the hue. And the hue is the color tone of that image. So if I bring this slider and move it around, you can see that when I brought it down to the blues, it started changing most of the colors that were pink in that graphic to blue. I could do the same thing by clicking on the yellow and say I wanted to make it more of a pink. It changes that. But can you see that as I do that, it does actually change the color of the outside as well? It's because there are slight yellows and oranges inside that original red flower, which is making it kind of change a little bit of the hues when I change the orange of the center of the flower. So when that happens, no, it's not you, it's just the way that color works. And so that's one option. So you can kind of go back and forth tweaking some of these to get something as close as you can to what you're after. Another option, if I just hit back to get back to the main edit image panel, is that I can go to filters here. If I press C all on filters, there are a lot of different photo filters here, and sometimes there's a few that kind of change the color. There's a bit of a purpley or a greeny or an orangey one here that could be useful for you. That one's definitely hit and miss, but the one that I like using the most, if I hit back again, is under effects. If I scroll across here by pressing the little arrow, I can see this duotone feature. This one's great if you've got a mostly one or two color graphic. If I click on duotone, it's going to allow me to change the color of the lights and the darks of that image. And so if I was to click on any of these, because you can change them, these are just presets, but I can change the color once I click on it. If I was to click on this one here, I can change the highlights and the low lights to something else. I might change the highlights to a light pink and the low lights to a dark red. It's kind of having a bit of trouble now because I changed the colors earlier in the editing feature. So if I want to undo that, I can go back to my adjust panel. And if I press reset adjustments at the bottom here, it's going to reset those and allow me to apply the duotone properly. So I'm going to go back to my duotone. You can see I can now edit what I've already created. And you can see it's a lot more accurate to the two colors I've chosen here. Maybe I wanted to make it blue. I can make this a dark blue and make this a light blue. And you can see how you can tweak those colors by using the duotone feature. Again, it's not going to be exact, but it is kind of a good workaround if you're feeling a little bit stuck. And so you can apply this same technique to changing colors of photos or elements that are proving a little bit tricky. Now, before we end, I want to give you a really inspiring example of the power of design and also how some incredible graphics that you can make right inside Canva. This is one of my students, Sarah, and she bought my course DIY Design My Biz, and she said it was one of the best business investments she made, which is always really nice to hear as a course creator. And she said that now, I want you to imagine feeling this. Now her graphics make her feel so confident. It's helped her to elevate her brand, which means that she can now call in higher ticket clients, and it's helped to separate her as an established business owner with expertise and authority. Graphics can do that. Graphics can help people make first impressions about your business that are good, that are exciting, that are building trust in you instantly, and that having my help to create some high quality templates for her brand has made the creation process so fast. So this was a brand she originally created herself in Canva. She's done a good job. There are a few things that are working really nicely for her, but it wasn't quite what she needed, and it wasn't speaking to the type of client that she needed. And so after working together, we created this kind of brand together, and it's really attracting her audience so beautifully right now, which is just the dream. But I wanted to show you that this is the kind of thing that's possible. We made all of this right inside Canva, and when you know how to use Canva well, this is the kind of thing that's possible for your brand, and not just having beautiful graphics, but having the results of beautiful graphics, which is usually more sales, more confidence, and a faster work process, so that you can not only spend time designing, but you can take the time that you're saving with designing and spend time doing other things in your business while your designs are helping you make your sales because they look professional. So it's time now to move into lesson 6, where we're going to look into photos, how to upload photos, edit photos, and use them right inside your designs. So let's head over there.